Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And we have here the very first transforming character, Rimuru into evil Rimuru. Not a Mills. Don't worry, not a Mills. Evil Rimuru. Forsaken Future Rimuru. Whatever you want to call him. But this is a transformation character, and to be fair, he has a lot going in his kit. Like, there's a lot of stuff he does. Not all of it is like super top tier though, in my opinion. So looking at the banner, it is just one character. Like there's two characters here, but it's just a transformation. You are summoning for a single new Rimuru character. There's also Commander Shizu, the Protector of Peace Rimuru, the Prosper Rimuru, Summer Millum, and then Warrior's Mind Guy. So like this is a very odd lineup of characters to pick from. I would not consider any of them really top tier anymore. I mean, Shizu is good. Rimuru is probably the best AoE water character we have right now, unfortunately. This Prosper Rimuru is very, very niche. Summer Millum is past her prime. Guy can be good as a support character, but there are better options. So overall, the value of the featured characters in the banner is not overly high, so that's already a bad sign. Just because people are going to ask, I know, what is the ultimate manifestation crystal bazaar? These black crystals, as you can see, you can buy 10 of them and you can get a copy of Rimuru. This is not a dupe. This is the initial copy. You'll notice the difference in the character icons between this and then like the free choice starstone that we have down here. Like these are dupes. So that is how you tell the difference between you're picking up a dupe of Shinsha versus an actual Shinsha, because the Shinsha would have her full portrait. But she's not here. The black crystals, though, the thing about them is that you have to buy 10 crystals. They don't come in packs of 10. They come in packs of 4 and 2. So, at minimum, you have to buy two $80 packs and then a $40 pack to get 10 crystals to get your copy of Rimuru. That is the only way. If you are not going into this with the idea that you are going to buy 10 black crystals, do not buy black crystal tickets. You'll have the 2 tickets here, you'll think that's really cool. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't buy these or like the black tickets that we got earlier unless you have made peace with the fact that you're going to buy enough to get to pity, to the 10 crystals to get Rimuru. So that hopefully that answers that question for you. But this new Rimuru, again, has a lot going on. Earth, uses a sword, Spirit Master, ODL, Warrior's Mind Exalted Champions, has a single target ult. The fun thing about his ult is that he has 2 different color palettes for it. It's the same attack. It's just that if you ult with Rimuru in the blue form, it'll be him in the blue form, and if you ult with him in the Forsaken Evil form, it'll be the red form. So, palette swap is essentially what it is. The effect and the damage is still the same. It's not like a support ult for one and an attack ult for another. People were kind of hoping for that. That's not what it is. The first skill is the transformation gimmick, and he turns into Evil Rimuru for 3 turns. And then he converts all of his own orbs during those 3 turns into rainbows. And this can be done multiple different ways. If you have him on the field and he has 2 orbs, and you use the skill, you have 2 rainbows of him. If you steal orbs for him and bring him in and use this skill, they will be rainbows. If you use an alt swap ability to turn his alt orb into a blue or a green or whatever, it will be a rainbow. Just any orb that this Rimuru has in any way, shape, or form is going to be a rainbow orb. So, I mean, that's cool. You can definitely use that in a number of places. Valor Cup, you could use that. And then on top of that, you get the 120% ult damage, which does stack alongside other characters' ult damage. So Leon doing the 111 plus Rimuru's 120, 231% ult damage. And then you have the extra 111 EX ult damage from Leon. So they work together. And you can only use it once a turn. So after the 3 turns is up, or after whatever, it goes away. Once you use this transformation skill, you then have access to the 50-point debuff, 300% weakness resistance down. You have to be in Evil Rimuru form to be able to use this. So if you use this skill and your 3 turns run out and you go back to Blue Rimuru, you will no longer have access to this debuff, even if you haven't used it yet. Like, you can't do it. You have to be in Evil Rimuru form to use the debuff. Please keep that in mind. And it is a debuff, which means you can't hold it. So you got to plan out your turn. Like, you got to know that when you're going to nuke, you are in this form still. So you either have to use the skill late, or keep him in the back and it will stay, but it's a debuff. You have to use it that turn. His second skill, the one we did not know, the one that we were kind of banking on his usefulness, is unfortunately not super impressive. It is Lord's Ambition, which will nullify any debuff on you. So if you are attack sealed, or skill orb sealed, or magic sealed, or whatever, or you have HP lowered, or something like that, Lord's Ambition will turn that off. That's cool. At the end of the turn, if he is up front, you will put a permanent 10% ult resistance down debuff on the enemies, which can stack. So if you leave him up front the entire time and use the skill every single turn, you can get 80% weakness, or 80% ult resistance down, because it costs 0 points. So you could use it turn 1 if you wanted to. And then on top of that, he has a 1-turn future orb change. So it's kind of like if you have played with Protector Himmel from the Freerun meta, and he changed 3 orbs to oranges at the start of the turn. He's doing that, but for 2 orbs, and they're blues. So changes 2 non-blue orbs into blues at the start of the next turn. This is a 1-turn thing. So you use the skill. The Lord's Ambition is active for 2 turns. The orb change will happen the next turn, and then you got to use it again, or you don't get another orb change. So this is a 1-turn thing. Lord's Ambition is a 2-turn. They are not connected. But it does mean that you can cut down on some orb RNG and potentially just have a full hand of blues without having to actually use Leon's orb change or someone else's orb change, which can eliminate a lot of bad RNG. So it's useful on a blue team, stacking blue teams specifically, because most of the other blue teams, they have some way to get blues already anyways. And that's it. So, like, he's got the 120% here for himself. He's got the 300% weakness resistance down, which is cool. It's a big number, by all means. And then the Lord's Ambition, you can get some extra ult resistance here. You can get the future hand of blues here. Cool, whatever. His Valor trait nerfs blues, and don't care. His actual trait, if you get dupes, is skill points every 2 turns, which can be useful. It's not a bad trait by any means. But that's it. Like, the transformation is cool. It's 3 turns. You have to use this while you're transformed, otherwise you lose it. Otherwise, there's no real difference. Like, there's not a kit change at all, except this skill. Like, his second skill is his entire kit is a gimmick, essentially. Like, everything about him is gimmicky. Future hand convert, Lord's Ambition stuff, transformation, rainbow orb changing for himself only. Like, everything about him screams, you will be the focused character of a team. He is not going to work that well as a support character. And just to put that out there right now, I don't foresee a lot of use for him on other teams. Because people will look at this and be like, but 300% weakness resistance down. Yeah, that's cool. You have to be type advantage for one, for this to even matter. Not specifically Rimuru, but any nuking character. You gotta be type advantage. There's a lot of type neutral stages. There's a lot of them, which this wouldn't fucking matter. And only Rimuru gets the Soul of Combos buff right here. So, and he only gets the Rainbow Orbs. If you have a full hand of Rimuru Orbs, and you take him out, they become whoever comes in, but they're no longer Rainbow Orbs. So it's not like New Year's Blessing Rimuru, where they remain rainbows, and it's just whoever comes in. No. He takes the rainbows with him, which is kind of unfortunate. So if you have 6 rainbows, and you bring Velzard in, you'll have 6 Velzard orbs, but they'll be like greens and blues and oranges. They won't be rainbows. Does hurt a little bit. I kind of wish he didn't do that. But overall, like, I don't see anything in this kit that screams future-proof. Like, I don't look at this kit and be like, oh damn, he rivals Blanc. Like, no. It's almost the complete opposite. Blanc shits on this Rimuru, unfortunately. For all his gimmicks and his transformation skill, he's just a gimmick character. He is very unnecessary for 99.9% of players. I would consider myself even included in that. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to use this Rimuru outside of this meta, outside of this Jubilee that's going on right now. So if you're looking at this Rimuru and you're like, man, I have the hero, I have Velzard, I have Leon. I don't have Jean, and I don't have Rimuru. Who should you summon for? I'd say you should summon for Blanc. Blanc is better than Jean and Rimuru, probably combined. She's going to have a lot more usefulness on a larger number of teams, because remember, this new Jean pretty much needs to be with Velzard right now to be fully effective. And the other skill is kind of gimmicky for blue teams. And Rimuru is one gigantic walking gimmick. Blanc has no gimmicks. She's just double damage and 40 skill points for you, no matter where you go. So, I don't think this Rimuru is very worth it. He looks cool. He's got it. He's the first transformation character. People will be interested in that, and that's cool and everything. But if you're looking for future-proofing your box and getting high-quality, long-lasting characters, he ain't it. And it really hurts to say, because, again, he looks cool. The palette swap is cool. It's just that, Lord's Ambition is only useful very, very certain circumstances when you have a boss that's really, really hardcore debuffing you, and you want to get around that. Like, what, Diablo has that from Commander, but I use his Lord's Ambition to ult rush him. I don't use it to become impervious to debuffs. Like, that's not what I'm doing. His alt buff, like, yeah, cool. It stacks. We have a lot of alt buffing characters already. We don't need another one. If he had did something else, it would have been probably a little bit better. But we're already got alt buff from Leon. I don't know why they wanted to double up on that. So it's kind of a waste, because diminishing returns. Just because you have two big-time alt buffs that are combined into one is actually worse than having an alt buff and having like a synergy buff or a crit buff. It's going to give you less damage output, unfortunately. So if you're a new player and you don't have these three characters, you should summon for these three characters. And then if you have these three characters, you should avoid Jean and you should summon for Blanc. And if you can get Violet on the way, then great. And if you get Violet but not Blanc, then continue for Blanc. And if you have these three characters and you're like, you know what, I'm good, then great. Save your crystals. If you have these three characters and you have Jean, and you're like, man, should I get Rimuru? The answer is no. Rimuru does not really bring all that much to the rest of the Spearmaster team, minus that 300% weakness resistance down, which does sound really cool, but you can find some other support characters to replace him with that. So he is just another single target Earth DPS character who needs more support than Leon. Leon is the support. This Rimuru is actually the DPS character. So, but Leon's also single target. He's damage ult. You don't need another one, unless for some reason you really want one. He's by definition, both him and Jean are luxury characters. They're fun to look at. Other people have them. You don't need them. Just because my neighbor has a Ferrari doesn't mean I want a Ferrari. My neighbor doesn't actually have a Ferrari, but you don't need them. I'll do the showcase for him tomorrow sometime. I got to be out of the office. I got to be in the office for a couple things, so his showcase might be a bit later tomorrow. But overall, I don't recommend him, unfortunately. You wait for the showcase, see him in action, and then you can make an informed decision. But right now, I'm telling you, save your crystals. But if you did summon for him, let me know how those summons went in the comments below. Hopefully everybody got lucky. I just wailed on the black crystals for him. I did like 4 multis and got the battle clusters. But yeah, this is the last banner for the Spirit Master meta, in case you were wondering. This is the last character. So we will not get another new featured character banner until the 29th, when the meta changes and the Spirit Master team is maybe not irrelevant, but the game shifts its focus to a new team and a new beatdown battle. So we got over 2 weeks until the next new character banner. But again, let me know how your summons went in the comments. That's it from me. Take it easy, and I will see you all later.